And on today's episode of Being Royally Ripped Off.
People need food to live, but the cost of it is a scam.
Cost of living, it is absolutely shocking right now.
One coffee, it was £7.15.
£6.05 I just paid for this. £6.05 for basically an iced Americano with a splash of oat milk and a tiny bit of syrup.
Ended up paying £8 to have my wipers changed.
We've been brainwashed to believe that food prices in the UK are normal.
Everything in England's for profit. Gas, water, electricity, transport. You cannot run a household in England without pushing the vast majority of your income straight upwards into the pockets of millionaires and billionaires.
And then you're working for nothing. It's not living, it's surviving. You are living to work, and that's not right.
Your take home doesn't increase. Your cost of being alive does. So every year you earn more, but every year you're worth less.
The biggest chunk of my wages, apart from rent, is used to basically keep me alive.
Your life is already on a subscription model. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy.
The reason being is the game has changed. You can no longer build houses in the UK. These are not my words, these are the words of Robert Jenrick, who was a former housing minister.
It's worse than we thought it was. It's way worse. And we knew it was bad.
Welcome back to Broken Britain, where we talk about the reality politicians pretend not to see. Today's topic hits every working person in this country right in the gut. What's the point of working if survival costs more than your salary? We're living in a Britain where you can work full-time, grind every single day, follow the rules, pay your taxes, and still not earn enough to live like a human being. Not enough for food, not enough for rent, not enough to breathe without stressing over money. This isn't just a cost of living crisis anymore. This is a cost of surviving crisis, and millions of ordinary Brits are being pushed to breaking point while the people at the top tell us things are improving. So hit that subscribe button, because today on Brit Rants we're asking the real question. If things are improving, why does surviving in Britain feel harder than ever before?
Your life is already on a subscription model. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. Klaus Schwab told you, and it's coming to bear, that actually, blindly, the whole world is walking into this. You can see it now, the way that they're treating farmers in the UK alone. But it's not just the UK, is it? It's across the world. We saw it in Canada as well. They want you to pay 20% tax after £1 million if you should want to hand down your farm to your children. As an inheritance model, this means that basically you will be forced to put your farm on the market and sell it, and basically who's going to buy it? BlackRock, maybe a bank. Whoever's got the dough basically can buy it, but it won't be a small holding again. It'll be swathes of farms owned by large investment companies, and you will rent the farm should you want to be a farmer. Subscription model. You got your mobile phone on subscription. You're paying for water monthly. You're paying for electricity monthly. You're paying rent. You're paying a mortgage. It's just subscription. You won't own it. And should you actually own something, well, if you go into a care home, guess what? You're going to have to sell it. If you want to pass it on to your children, most of it could potentially go in tax to the government. You'll own nothing. And the part of this is, the whole thing about this that pisses me off, is that people can't see that this trick, this sleight of hand is being done to us every day. We're sold the illusion that we can own stuff, that we actually do own it. Do you know even your car you don't own? You have a certificate that says that you are basically the steward of a car. Go and read the documents. You don't own anything. They can take your car off you. They can take your house off you. They can take your money. They can lock up your bank accounts. They can take everything. They can even take your freedom and stick you in a jail cell for making the wrong, hurty feeling words in a tweet or a Facebook post. You will own nothing. and you will be happy. Do as you're told.
Let's talk about the great British wage scam. You're getting poorer even when you get a pay rise, and here's the maths that no one shows you. If you work in the UK, this is why you constantly feel stuck. Say you get a £3,000 pay rise. Sounds great until the system takes nearly half. Income tax takes more. National insurance takes more. Frozen tax bands push you into a higher bracket. Council tax goes up. Everything you buy, VAT. Fuel duty, up. Insurance premium tax, up. Your take home doesn't increase. Your cost of being alive does. So every year you earn more, but every year you're worth less. You don't escape this by working harder. You escape it by building cash flow assets that the system can't drain. That's why I stopped relying on wages and built a contractor B&B business instead.
We just went to Starbucks, right, and I got my usual, so the iced white chocolate caramel macchiato. One coffee, it was £7.15. We were like that to her, sorry, how much is that? She went, oh yeah, all the prices have gone up. What the fuck? Do they not realise that we're all poor? Like, what the fuck? That was my one thing. I loved having one. Not that I got one every day. Say I got it 3 times a week. There's no chance I'm spending close to £30 on coffee just as a takeaway, and then I still need to get everything else. Like, it's so unaffordable now. If you're making these at home, what are you using and how are you doing it? Please tell me. I actually still can't believe it. We went the other day, right, and I got that same drink. He got a normal latte, so not even anything fancy, just a normal latte that he could have made in the house. And I got a croissant, and it was like $18.50 or something, so £20 for 2 coffees and a croissant, which is delicious. £20 fucking pound. And then, yeah, £6 for a croissant. I mean, it's really good, but like, what the fuck? I know everyone says boycott Starbucks, but I will be, because I cannot afford that. That is insanity.
£6.05 I just paid for this. £6.05 for basically an iced Americano with a splash of oat milk and a tiny bit of syrup. And they got my order wrong. I had to go back because they didn't put my syrup in it. And don't even get me started on the shit cheapest paper straw in the world. That means I can't drink about £2 worth of the bottom of my coffee because the straw's buggered. I went into this coffee shop. It's a new one in our local town. Jamaica Blue, never heard of it before, but it's just opened up in our town. I went in there the other week with the kids and my husband, and because everyone ordered drinks, I had loads of stamps on the loyalty card, so I was like, oh, I need a coffee. I'll go in there, use my free coffee. So that's why I just ordered whatever. Went to give him my little stamp card to say, oh, it's free. He's like, oh, it's only hot coffee. Why does it matter to them if this is hot or cold? If I'd had a hot coffee, it's free, but because it's cold, it's £6.05. And they charge me for oat milk, which infuriates me when a company's going to start charging us for oat milk. It's not that much more expensive anymore. We're trying to save the planet here, 1 coffee at a time, and we're paying extra for the privilege. Yes, I'm in a ranty mood, but I would say, Jamaica Blue, your coffee is very nice. I know Australians love coffee. I don't really understand why an Australian coffee shop is called Jamaica Blue, but it's Australian coffee. They know how to do coffee. It's nice coffee, but it's bloody expensive.
We need to talk about fuel prices in this country. Now, I've just been to Tesco, put me E5 in, 99 RON, high octane, and I'm fueling up next to this lad. Guess how much he puts in his car? £7. Now, that tells me one of 2 things. Either his petrol tank's the size of a pea shoot, or clearly people are really struggling to afford to fill their cars up. As I said, he had a small car, little hatchback. He was putting in E10 fuel, which was coming in at 1.31 per litre. But £7 in my car, 2 litre engine, that's getting me to the next pump in sports mode before I need to fill it up again. The UK government love putting loads of tax on top of fuel prices. Over 50% of the price we pay for fuel in this country is made up of tax. I think that's disgusting. People need cars to get around. It's a given. They need petrol. The electric market is useless. You put a scratch in your car, insurance companies will write it off because they'll say it needs a new battery. The people that are putting £7 in their car, maybe they have a valid reason. It was exactly £7 to the penny. I don't find that a coincidence. That chap has purposefully put £7 in his car, probably because he can't afford any more. Chap next to me just opened his car and I'm convinced that he went straight into my wing mirror. Yeah, on your bike in your EV. I don't even think it was an EV, to be honest. It's saying a full tank will get me 395 miles. I own a GTI. It's not going to get me that much. Gone are the days where petrol was £1 a litre, and still, that's probably too much anyway. How much do you think petrol should be in this country, as standard? Let me know in the comments below. Rant over.
Was the concept of utility bills designed by an absolute psychopath? The biggest chunk of my wages, apart from rent, is used to basically keep me alive. Gas and electric, £127 a month. Gas. I need this to cook. I need to cook to eat. If I don't eat, I die. I need gas for me heat. If I don't have heating in cold weather, I die. Electricity. I need this to be able to see in the morning or in the night. You're charging me to be able to see. Water. Currently £79 a month. If I don't drink water, I die. You're charging me to be alive. Council tax. Currently £170 a month. I need to pay council tax because actually I don't know why the fuck I pay council tax. £170 a month. All you do is take me bins. Give me the £170 a month. I'll get an Uber to the tip. I'll hire a bloody limo.
Listen, we have a problem. We got a problem on our hands. You understand? Huh? And the problem, I never thought I'd say this, yeah? But the problem is a crisp packet. Yeah? An empty one. I never thought that I'd be so offended by a piece of litter. A crisp packet, yeah? Like I say, like it's empty. It's an empty crisp packet, you know? But no, bro! Brother! This crisp packet is 1,400 fucking pounds. Brother, yeah? An empty crisp packet for 1,400 smacker fucking roonies, bro. Huh? You understand what I'm trying to say? Brother, Balenciaga, I'm sorry. I know I said it a million times, but like, it seems like the more I'm putting out videos now, the more you man are releasing ridiculous things. Yeah? So I'm trying to protect my people. Yeah? Hopefully, hopefully none of my people are consuming this and purchasing £1,400 fucking crisp packets and, you know, things like that. But I'm trying to protect my people. You understand? And you're not helping. You're making the situation worse.
The English hard right is at a crossroads. It's got an uncomfortable decision it's going to have to make. It's managed to successfully turn us all into economic units, there solely to provide profit for a few at the top. Everything in England's for profit. Gas, water, electricity, transport. You cannot run a household in England without pushing the vast majority of your income straight upwards into the pockets of millionaires and billionaires. People are existing, not living, but still you're never more than 6 foot away from some cunt telling you not to have kids you can't afford, don't expect more taxes to raise your family. Or there'll be some posh twat on telly. I'm of the old-fashioned view that raising and feeding and clothing one's children is primarily the parents' responsibility. Oh yes, I'm very clever. Ah yeah, well now you're worried. Now they're crying. Elon Musk say, no, we are not having enough children. It's an existential threat to Western civilization. Yeah, it is. But now you have to make the decision. Do you want happy, fulfilled working-class people free to raise a family and enjoy their lives? Or do you want to crush every last fucking penny out of them while you can? Because you can't have both.
Ended up paying £8 to have my wipers changed. And all you have to do is just unclick them and click them back in. £8. So when I gone out of Halfords with that guy, and that's all he done, I was like, you just ripped me off. £8 to fucking click the wiper on. And he was like, well, but you could have done it yourself. I'm like, you think I knew how to do that? You could have just said, all you need to do is clip it. And I would have clipped it. £8. Nah, I can't lie. I feel like a fucking mug. Like, I feel like a mug. Like, £8. I'm shocked, man. This is all he did. Just clipped it.
People need food to live, but the cost of it is a scam. I can't walk in this place without spending at least 50 to 100 quid. And that's for a day's shop, not a week. Look at these prices, £7 for butter, £5 for cheese. People work an hour for a tenner and it costs that just to wipe your arse these days. It's alright for me earning thousands of pounds a day, but I genuinely cannot understand how someone on a normal salary survives these days. If you want to learn how to make a second income, then go to the bio.
I have a question. This coffee cost me £4.20 and it used to be £3.70. I don't know when they put their prices up, but I'm genuinely confused. That's like 10 Australian dollars for an oat flat white. I want to know how much a coffee is in Sydney because £4.20 is hurting.
I love when people are like, what are you getting me for Christmas? Guys, I'm at a new level of broke. Like, this is my retinol serum that I've like cut off. And I'm currently putting on foundation, which is like clearly fucking empty. And I'm just like, well, if I can just get one more squeeze out of this bottle. Do you know what I mean? Like, times are fucking tough. Also, I have actually ordered loads of new makeup from Look Fantastic. But they're just like delaying my order like daily now. So I just think, is this even going to come? Imagine like I've ordered all this makeup like 30% off and they like just cancel my order. I'll be fucking no makeup for a year. So is anyone else this like level of poor? Like, I'm literally putting water in my shampoo and conditioner as well. So let me know if there's any more broke bitches out there.
This is surely taking the piss now. A Nando's butterfly chicken with 2 sides, regular size, 15 quid. £15.20. I remember when it used to be about 12 quid. £15.20. It's the same with the chicken thighs. 4 boneless chicken thighs. £15.20. What is going on with Nando's prices? Boneless platter, 27 quid. You don't even get a drink included. What is that? And the cheeky bastards, you can't even order a normal tap water on the drinks thing anymore. I didn't know that was a thing. And it's 4 quid for a refillable drink. Are you taking the piss? To get a refillable water, you've got to go up to the till and you've got to go, give me a water, and they give you a tiny little cup. So you can't even scam the system on the drinks anymore. And it's 4 quid for a refillable fucking drink. You're right, Nando's is very cheeky. A cheeky fucking Nando's with how much they're charging us. It's fucking mental. It used to be £12.
Why is no one discussing the Nando's inflation, bro? It's getting out of hand. I went there the other day with my family, bro. When I was deep in the prices on the menu, it's not making sense to me. I remember back in the day, bro, half a chicken, 2 sides. If I'm not wrong, it was like £12, something like that. Now every single meal is at least £16.50. Some of them even more than that, and I don't get it, bro. It's not like the quality's improved. It's like 5 quid for bottomless drinks, bro. Like back in the day, you get the cup of water, you fill it up with other drinks, whatever. You can't even do that now because obviously the staff get onto you, cool. But I'm not paying £5 for a bottomless drink, bro, which I'm gonna like refill up like once. It's a waste of money. Nando's used to be a solid go-to, like you go there all the time, but now I have to actually debate in my head whether I actually want to eat it because, bro, the price, like, it's not justified, man. Like, you can go to so many other places for probably the same price, even less, have better food. So I don't know, man. This Nando's inflation's crazy.
And on today's episode of being royally ripped off, just been to the dentist, spent £75 seeing the hygienist, and I was in there for 15 minutes. I mean, I don't think that's £75 worth of service there, but I mean, how long are you normally in with your hygienist? Because I don't think 15 minutes was good enough.
I think one thing that people don't really talk about enough is the fact that we've been brainwashed to believe that food prices in the UK are normal. Like, it's genuinely a struggle to find something within my budget these days to eat for lunch or even dinner. I mean, McDonald's are brainwashing us to think that $17.99 for a meal for 3 or 4 whatever is normal. KFC's $22.99 for a bargain bucket. Do they even call it a bargain bucket anymore? Because it definitely ain't a fucking bargain. When it used to be $9.99, I'm not even sure how much a double cheeseburger is anymore. That used to be 99p. Like, it ain't normal. It's not normal. The prices of stuff is just ridiculous. Like, and people's wages are not matching it. It's just, I honestly can understand like why there is so much crime to be honest, because people genuinely can't afford it. If you see a mother in Tesco's or Sainsbury's and she's taking like a bit of chicken or something, just think she probably can't afford that, but she needs to feed herself and her kids. But yeah, anyway, the point of this was I can't figure out what I want for lunch today because I don't know what I can afford.
Are we living to work or are we working to live? Everyone keeps saying it's cheaper to be single, live on your own. That's not the case. If you're not a couple, you have to pay all of that on your own. So let's talk about rent. So you're talking 650 to 1,200, depending on where you live. These are averages, okay? Then you've also got to think about your council tax, another 180, 120, depending on where you are again. Then that's before you've got food, before you've got utilities, before you're paying your TV licence, everything. You are paying 100% of all of that. Before you've even started living, you're looking at 1,200 to 1,600 per month. Again, these are averages, not necessarily accurate depending on the area that you live in. I think the thing that gets me is people just say, well, go and get a better job, go and get a higher paid job, go and learn a skill. Yeah, you can do all of that, but we shouldn't have to. At the end of the day, if you're working full time, if you're doing a 35-hour plus a week, you shouldn't need to go and get a second job. You shouldn't need to have a side hustle, but people are, and that's the only way they're getting by. Or they're using credit because they just doesn't add up. The cost of living versus the average salary or the minimum wage salary in the UK, it doesn't match. No matter what, you're always going to be worse off. Now, these aren't luxuries. These are the basics that you're paying for. Your car insurance, you're paying for your gas, your electric, all of that. And then you're working for nothing. It's not living, it's surviving. You are living to work, and that's not right.
Britain ended the slave trade. No, it didn't. It rebranded it. After 1833, slave owners got paid for losing their slaves. What did they do with the money? They bought more land, they fenced the land off and forced people into slums and factories. The rich, they still owned the land. They just swapped chains for contracts. And for nearly 100 years, the people of Britain fought back. They demanded to be treated as equals, not wage slaves. They won the right to fair play, shorter working hours, decent housing, sanitation, healthcare and education. They built the rights that we take for granted, fought and won every single one of them. And now, 100 years later, we are fighting people who want the government to take those rights away. Different century, same war, only this time they have convinced half the country to fight for their own fucking chains.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me what you think about this. So, this day and age, the cost of living crisis, taxes going up, we're losing money, the prices of everything going up, people are getting poorer, the government are doing nothing about it. So we've noticed this year, right? We've noticed this year that the price of shopping has gone through the roof. You've gone from paying 50 quid a week, maybe, for one person to £100, I mean doubled. But I just want to go over a few things of, just a few of the things that are going up, right? Just to give you a bit of context. So let's go. Annual food, non-alcoholic drink inflation, 4.5%. Peak forecast for 2025, and this means Christmas period, it's going to go up to 5.7%. The August 2025 annual rate was 5.1% on average, but we got to look forward to the 5.7%. Now, let me get to the more extravagant ones. Now, this one is going to blow your mind. Beef and veal going up 24.9%, butter 18.9%, chocolate 15.4%. On average, across the board, 15.6%. Other foods, non-alcoholic drinks, an average of 2.8%. Now, I've never, in my whole time of being alive, seen it this bad. I mean, they're charging food prices like we're running out of food. They're allowing corporate food processing companies to charge whatever the fuck they want for food, and we're paying a price on it. Most of this is tax and inflation. We ain't running out of food. Food is not scarce. Beef and veal definitely ain't scarce, right? I mean, they're opening up cattle farms across the world massively. I don't understand it. I'm sorry, but my opinion is they are greedy. Our government are greedy. The businesses that are charging this much for food are greedy. You go and talk to a farmer, they'll tell you the same, mate. They ain't running out of food. You know, it's just costing them a lot more to make. It's the fact that the government are bringing it in from all these different countries and they can charge whatever the fuck they want. That's why they're trying to shut the farmers down in this country, so they can get you over a barrel. Now, what this inflation means, a lot of people don't realise what this inflation means. No matter what wage you're on now, every year you are taking a pay cut. You are taking a pay cut. The more your bills goes up, the more of a pay cut you're taking, because your work inflation is not gonna anywhere reflect the actual economy's inflation. So you're going to be taking a pay cut every year until you're poor, and get priced out your own country. Anyway, I just wanted to put it out there. Tell me what you think. Follow, share. And as always, please leave your comments in the comment section, because I want to hear what you got to say. Thank you very much.
Why did Blackstone buy 5,400 homes in the northeast of England? And why did Vistry Group, who sold them so many homes, report profit warnings on their share price shortly afterwards? The reason being is the game has changed. You can no longer build houses in the UK. These are not my words. These are the words of Robert Jenrick, who was a former housing minister. Because right now, the cost for bureaucracy, the cost of materials, the cost of labour is extortionate. That quite simply, the cost of building a home is more what the average individual can actually afford to pay. And so what's happening instead is that developers, large developers, are going to asset managers and they're saying, look, we've got this land, we can't get it funded because we don't believe that we're going to be able to sell these houses once they're built. So will you pre-purchase all of these houses off us for a fixed price? Now that benefits the developer because they can see the fact that they've got no risk on exit. But it also benefits the asset management company because they obviously agree a price that leaves a bit of a margin for them, which increases their yield. Now, the play for the asset management company is that they will then hold that asset for 7 to 10 years. They will squeeze it, right? Push up rents, asset manage it a little bit further, ride, hopefully, decreasing yield, compressed yield, and asset prices obviously continue to go up, and they'll make additional margin across the 7 to 10 years. But the reason why Vistry then had an issue was because, surprise, surprise, it cost a lot more to build those homes than they even expected, hence they're being squeezed. So what we've got right now is a completely broken housing system where developers can't develop because the cost of developing is too much. And the people that they want to sell their houses to can't actually afford the houses. And so the only game in town currently is basically selling all your assets to big asset management companies, which is why if you've got half a chance, we all need to acquire as many assets as we possibly can, because asset prices are only going to be increasing. It might feel like housing is expensive now, but you have no idea how expensive housing is going to be.
Why is it that in the UK having kids feels like financial punishment, but in the Baltics it feels like a foundation for society? Let's take Lithuania as an example. Nursery there costs around 90 euros a month. That's full time, 5 days a week. And in the UK, parents can easily be paying £1,000 to £1,500 or more a month per child. For a lot of families, that's basically another mortgage, another wage. And maternity leave in Lithuania and the wider Baltics, mothers can get up to 2 years of paid leave. In the UK, statutory maternity pay is 39 weeks. And after the first 6 weeks, you're often surviving on about £150 a week. No matter what you earned before, the system just cuts you off. In the Baltics, they've built policy around the idea that families are the backbone of society. Support the parents and you secure the future. It's a cultural thing too, strong emphasis on community, looking after kids, making sure parents don't have to choose between having children and financial survival. Meanwhile, in the UK, families are stuck in a cycle where many parents have to go back to work earlier than they'd like to, not because they want to, but because childcare is cripplingly expensive. And that pressure trickles down. Smaller families, more stress, and less time together. So here's the question. Why is those newer EU states with lower GDPs than the UK manage to look after families better than one of the world's biggest economies? Is it priorities? Is it culture? Or just politics? I post daily from the road. Follow for more.
The UK government have announced that energy bills are going to rise again. The Labour government, since getting into power, have increased energy bills for the average household up to £187. Here in Shetland, 25% of our households live in fuel poverty. And yet, just a couple of miles up the road from this house, we've got Viking Energy, which is the UK's largest onshore energy farm, 6 times larger than any farm in England, and actually one of the largest in Europe in its totality. Something's not right. Successive UK governments could have chosen to prioritise communities and customers over corporations. They could have chosen to decouple gas from electricity, decreasing the price. They could have chosen very, very recently, just back in the summer, to introduce zonal pricing, which would make Highlands and Islands, the production of renewables and energy that we generate here, we would have got cheaper bills. And yet they choose time and time and time again to prioritise the South and to prioritise corporations. That doesn't add up. That's not fair, and something radically needs to change. I'm very, very clear on where I stand on that. Scotland's energy needs to be in Scotland's hands.
I just really quickly need to have a rant about something because I'm shocked, and I don't know if I've been living under a rock, but I need to tell somebody. Basically, I've been out for the evening. On my way home, I'm driving home and I'm like, I'm hungry. I haven't had any dinner. Can't really be bothered to cook. And I am near a KFC. And I think, you know what? I am really, really fancying a KFC. Not had a KFC for ages. Okay. I find my other half. I'm like, have you eaten? No. Okay, cool. So I'm thinking of going KFC. Do you want me to pick up from KFC, something from KFC? Oh, yeah. I'll have a box meal and a mini fillet with cheese. Okay, fine. I get to the KFC, I said I'm going to have 2 box meals, a mini fillet with cheese, and then I had the chicken portion with the sauce on it. The chicken bits of the sauce, don't judge me. Okay, thinking that's going to be like £15. Why when I get to that to pay, he goes, that's £24. I say, hey? I have my card here. It's my card. I'm like, it's £24. I'm like, Did you forget, like, I wanted 2 box meals, yeah, 2. Not even large. These ain't large, are they? Regular box meals. Yeah, that's £24. When did KFC get so expensive? When did a box meal £9.49p? Hey! So for 2 people, our meal come to £24.16. I'm just glad I haven't got the kids with me. The kids are in bed. They've had their dinner. KFC. I've got beef with the Colonel now. I've got chicken with the Colonel. Can't have beef. I need to talk to the Colonel because has KFC always been so expensive? I swear £9.49 for 1 box meal. Regular. And I haven't had KFC for a long time because the last 2 times I had KFC wasn't very nice. But in my infinite wisdom, I was like, do you know what? I really fancy KFC. I swear, this KFC don't taste good. Whew. Yeah, £24 for KFC. And I'm not tight. I'm not tight. And I'm not, like, do you know what I mean? I'm not a tight person. Oh, my God.
It's worse than we thought it was. It's way worse. And we knew it was bad. Official figures are coming out now. 6,150 people are employed by the government to spy on social media posts and social media creators. So, hi. Anyway, I bet they're all getting paid 40 grand each. So let's do the maths. So, taxpayers, you're paying £250 million a year if these people are on 40 grand a year. Yeah. £250 million a year to spy on social media posts. and then probably lock some of them up as well. Oh, and are they getting rid of trial by jury as well for most cases? I can see what's happening. No wonder they stopped or started emptying the prisons out. So there you go. What a nice job that would be. 40 grand a year? I bet some of them are on more. I bet they're on, I bet they get compensation for how many people they can grass up, don't they? Absolutely pathetic. What a country. George Orwell, 1984, he weren't even halfway right. It's way worse.
The cost of living, it is absolutely shocking right now. I went to the shop the other day and I spent £34 and there was not one meal with that. It was just like necessities. The cost of living has shot up so much. Like, I don't know how people are surviving now. I used to go in, and I'm quite ashamed to say, I used to go in and do a shopping and not actually look at the price. But now I look at the price on everything because you can shop about. But a loaf of bread that I used to buy not that long ago was £1. It's now £1.45. Like, okay, so 45 pence. But you think about every product that you buy every week has maybe shot up the same. That's a hell of a lot of money. It's absolutely incredible how the cost of living is affecting people. I'm quite fortunate because of the work I do. I can make money like daily. So like yesterday, like I made £14 instant money from a sale I got, and that did me a top-up shop, which was great. So I'm very fortunate that I have that daily money coming in. But there's people out there that are basically having to wait a full month to get more money. It's absolutely shocking. And I just don't know how it's going to get better. I don't think it will. I really don't think it will. And now with all this, issues in Iran and the US and possibly the UK, petrol's going to shoot up as well. It's just unbelievable. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know where it's all going to end, but I don't know how people with lots of families live nowadays. I really don't know how they do it. But yeah, I'm fortunate I get my wee daily commissions coming in, which really, really helps me. Some days it can be one, or some days it can be like 5 or 6 products, so it's like 70, 80 quid, and that can happen 2 or 3 times a week, so I'm very, very fortunate. But there's people out there that just are on a monthly salary and they struggle, and I just don't know how it's going to get any better. People are now having to take on other income streams. They're having to take on 2 or 3 income streams just to survive. It's so bad, so bad. I just feel so sorry for the people with lots of kids at school age, because it's constant with them, isn't it? They're always growing, they're always needing more, and it's impossible for people. It really, really is. It's a scary, horrible world we're living in right now, and I feel sorry for anybody, any young person that's trying to get on their feet, or anybody in that case that's trying to get on their feet. And it seems to be the people that are working as well that get penalised for it, and it's awful, absolutely awful.
Here's the truth nobody in power wants to admit. Britain isn't becoming unaffordable. It already is. The average worker is £120 worse off per month compared to 5 years ago. Food prices are still 30% higher than before the crisis. Rents have risen faster than wages for 15 years straight. Energy bills, still nearly double what they used to be. And yet every headline says, inflation is down. The economy is recovering. Things are looking positive. Positive for who? Because for millions, nothing feels positive when your pay hits your account on Friday. And by Monday, it's already gone. We're working more hours, picking up side jobs, cutting back on food, delaying heating, skipping holidays, and still falling behind. This isn't life. This is managed decline. And the biggest tragedy? People have stopped dreaming. Young Brits aren't planning futures. They're planning survival. If a country can't offer hope, stability, or a path out of poverty for those who work hard, then the system isn't broken. It's designed this way. Britain used to promise opportunity. Now it offers exhaustion. So before anyone tells you things are improving, remember this. If working full-time still can't buy you a normal life, then the crisis isn't over. It's winning. This is broken Britain. And unless something changes fast, the next generation won't just struggle, they'll inherit the struggle. Let me know in the comments. How are you surviving the cost of living crisis? What's breaking you the most? Food, rent, bills, or wages? Because the only way things change is if we stop suffering in silence. This is Brit Rants, exposing the truth they won't. Stay loud, stay aware, and stay fighting.